Yo, fight fans, what's good? Welcome back to Ring Ruler, your go-to channel for the most electrifying boxing breakdowns on YouTube. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and join the Ring Ruler crew because today, we're diving headfirst into a fight that sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Callum Smith vs John the Gorilla Ryder, November 23, 2019, at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, UK. This super middleweight title clash for the WBA and Ring Magazine belts was billed as a homecoming for Smith, but what unfolded was a gritty, controversial war that had fans screaming robbery. Was it a fair decision, or did Ryder get cheated out of glory? Buckle up, because we're breaking down every heart-pounding moment, and trust me, you're not gonna want to miss a second of this. Let's get it. Picture this, Liverpool, the M&S Bank Arena, packed to the rafters with screaming fans, most of them rooting for their hometown hero, Callum Smith. At 29 years old, Smith was undefeated at 26-0, with 19 knockouts, and he was coming off a dominant performance against Hassan Ndom in New York. The guy's a giant at 168 pounds, standing 6 feet 3 inches with a 78-inch reach, and he's got a jab sharper than a razor. Smith was the WBA super middleweight champ, the Ring Magazine champ, and the winner of the World Boxing Super Series, having stopped George Groves in 2018 to claim those titles. The man was on the mission to cement his legacy, with big names like Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders on his radar. But first, he had to get through John Ryder, the mandatory challenger ranked number 1 by the WBA and number 4 by the WBC. Ryder, a 31-year-old southpaw from Islington, London, was no pushover. With a record of 28-4, 16 knockouts, he was riding a 4-fight knockout streak, including a stoppage of Andrei Sirotkin to earn this shot. At 5 feet 9 inches with a 72-inch reach, Ryder was giving up serious size, but his relentless pressure and heart made him a dangerous underdog. As the opening bell rings, you can feel the tension in the air. Smith, fighting out of the orthodox stance, comes out looking to establish that long jab, using his height and reach to keep Ryder at bay. Ryder, though, isn't here to play nice. The Gorilla's game plan is clear: close the distance, get inside, and make this a dogfight. He's bobbing and weaving, slipping under Smith's jab, and firing off combinations to the body. The crowd's roaring, but you can tell Smith's a little uncomfortable early. Ryder's not letting him breathe, and in round 2, he lands a solid left hook to Smith's body that gets the champ's attention. Smith fires back with a crisp 1-2, but Ryder's already in his chest, throwing punches in bunches. This ain't the clean, technical boxing Smith wanted, it's a brawl, and Ryder's loving every second of it. By round 3, Smith starts to find his rhythm. He's landing that jab more consistently, popping Ryder's head back, and follows with a sharp right hand. But Ryder's toughness is unreal. He eats those shots and keeps coming forward, landing a sneaky right hook that catches Smith off guard. The Gorilla's not just surviving, he's making this competitive. Round 4 sees Ryder push Smith to the ropes, digging in body shots that have the crowd gasping. Smith's trying to stay composed, but you can see the frustration. Ryder's smaller, but he's bullying the champ, and the Liverpool fans are getting nervous. CompuBox stats later showed Ryder outlanding Smith in power punches, 142-103, over the fight, and you can see why early on. Ryder's punches are compact, heavy, and relentless. Round 5 is where things get wild. Smith, maybe sensing he's in a real fight, drops his high guard and lets his hands go. He lands a vicious double left hook that snaps Ryder's head back, but the Gorilla fires right back with a flurry of his own. Both guys are cut now, Smith over his right eye, Ryder too, and the blood's flowing, adding to the drama. The referee's keeping a close eye, but neither fighter's slowing down. Round 6 sees Smith land a beautiful jab right hand combo, but Ryder's right there, walking through it and unloading a right hook to Smith's jaw. The champ's legs stiffen for a split second, and the crowd holds its breath. Was that a moment where Ryder could have turned the tide? On Ring Ruler, we love those game-changing moments, and this fight's full of them. As we hit the halfway mark, the fight's a toss-up. BBC Radio 5 Live's Steve Bunce had Smith up 6-5 after 11 rounds, and that tells you how close this was. Ryder's pressure is relentless in round 7, pushing Smith back and landing a flurry of body shots. Smith's trying to box from the outside, but Ryder's not giving him space. Round 8 is more of the same. Ryder's jabs and overhand rights are finding the mark, while Smith's struggling to keep the fight at his preferred range. The champ's landing clean shots when he gets distance, but Ryder's making him work for every inch. By round 9, the crowd's on edge. Ryder's sneaking in compact right hooks, and Smith's cut is looking worse. Social media's blowing up, with fans on Twitter already calling this a robbery in the making. Ring Ruler's all about the truth, so let's keep it real. Ryder's making a strong case, but Smith's landing the flashier shots. Round 10 is a banger. Ryder presses forward, landing a series of right hooks that have Smith backing up. The champ's still firing that jab, but Ryder's eating it and closing the gap. Round 11 is close quarters warfare, with both guys trading on the ropes. Ryder's smothering Smith, not letting him use that reach advantage, and the crowd's booing, maybe sensing their guy's in trouble. As we head into the final round, both corners are screaming at their fighters to empty the tank. Smith comes out swinging, landing a big 1-2 and a heavy right hand that rocks Ryder. But the gorilla bites down and fights back, pushing Smith to the ropes and unloading everything he's got. The final bell rings, and both guys raise their hands, thinking they've done enough. The arena's electric, but there's tension. Everyone knows this is close. Now, here's where it gets crazy. The judges' scorecards come in: 117 to 111, 116 to 112, 116 to 112, all for Callum Smith. The crowd erupts, but not in a good way. Boos rain down, and Ryder's team is livid. Social media explodes, with the word robbery trending #1 on Twitter. British boxing legend Michael Watson called it the worst ever decision in an all-British title fight. CompuBox showed Ryder outlanding Smith in 8 of the 12 rounds, with a 34.6% accuracy compared to Smith's 18.2%. Fans and analysts, like Sky Sports' Johnny Nelson, argued Ryder deserved the win by at least 3 rounds. On Ring Ruler, we're not afraid to call it like we see it. Those scorecards were wild. 117 to 111. That's 9 rounds to 3 for Smith, and there's no way this fight was that lopsided. Ryder's pressure, body work, and power punches made it a razor-thin contest, and many felt he edged it. Smith, to his credit, admitted it wasn't his best night. He told Sky Sports he knew Ryder would be tough, but he thought he'd done enough to win. The cut over his eye, his first in a fight, bothered him, and Ryder's pressure threw off his game plan. Smith's a perfectionist, and he was gutted about his performance, even if he kept the belts. Ryder, meanwhile, was heartbroken but classy, saying he felt he forced the fight and deserved the nod. He relocated, trained like a beast, and left it all in the ring. But as he put it, that's boxing. The controversy didn't end there. Promoter Eddie Hearn was grilled in Ryder's dressing room, with former champ Darren Barker saying every single person on Twitter thought Ryder won. Hearn defended the call but admitted the scoring was very poor. So, what's the fallout? Smith kept his WBA and ring titles, moving to 27-0, and set his sights on mega fights with Canelo Alvarez or Billy Joe Saunders. He'd go on to face Canelo in 2020, losing a unanimous decision and his titles, before moving up to light heavyweight, where he's since won the WBO interim title in 2025. Ryder, despite the loss, proved he belonged at the world level. He went on to fight Canelo in 2023, losing a decision but earning respect. The boxing world still talks about this fight as a what-if moment. Could Ryder have been champ if the cards went his way? Alright, Ring Ruler fam, let's wrap this up. Was this a shocking robbery, or did Smith do just enough to keep his crown? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I wanna hear who you think won. And if you love this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Check out our other fight breakdowns on Ring Ruler, and let's keep the conversation going. Who should Smith or Ryder fight next? Should there have been a rematch? Tell us below, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.